Alright, hello class. Today we're going to be discussing pronoun agreement. Now I'm going to briefly explain what a pronoun and an antecedent are. So a personal pronoun is a word that refers to a previously mentioned person, thing, or group. So for example, he, it, they, their are all personal pronouns. An antecedent is the original word that pronoun is replacing. So Kanye, literacy narrative, and seniors would all be examples of antecedents. Now the pronoun must agree with the antecedent, so you need a plural pronoun for a plural antecedent and a singular pronoun for a singular antecedent. So for example, he and it are both examples of singular pronouns, and they and their are both examples of plural pronouns. Kanye, literacy narrative would both be singular antecedents, and seniors would be a plural antecedent. One common question people have is when they're asking a question, do they use who or whom? So if you're questioning whether to use who or whom, kind of just rephrase the question. And so if you're going to say who is going to buy the albums, you can rephrase that to say, is he going? And if you're saying whom are you driving, you can rephrase that to say, are you driving him? So remember, if you're using him, say whom, and if you're using he, say who. That way, you'll never be confused by who or whom again. And a very common problem that occurs when using pronouns is indefinite singular antecedents. An indefinite antecedent is one that is unclear about the sex of the subject, so you're going to have some problems trying to use the correct pronoun, and they're also singular, so you have to remember that. So for an incorrect response would be everyone rode their own car, because everyone, as we know, is a singular antecedent, and there is a plural pronoun, so you can't mix those two. Another incorrect response would be everyone rode his own car, because if there are any females included in this group, then they're going to feel insulted or excluded if you use his, and vice versa if you have any males and use her. The correct way to say this would be everyone rode his or her own car, and there's a problem with this. So if you use his or her as a pronoun in everyday conversation, it's going to sound really awkward. So you might not want to use that. Even in an academic paper, that's going to sound a little weird if you use it often. So one solution to this would be to change the antecedent. So instead of saying everyone, you could say the seniors rode in their cars. And now the seniors is a plural antecedent, so you're able to use a plural pronoun with that in there. Other singular indefinite antecedents include someone, somebody, anyone, anybody, everyone, everybody, either, neither, no one, and nobody. So if you use any of these words in a sentence, you're going to have to use a singular his or her pronoun, or change it to include a plural, because otherwise it's not going to work. It's incorrect. Now, one last problem a lot of people have is with collective nouns. So a collective noun is a noun that can include a lot of people, but is in fact singular, much like a singular indefinite antecedent. So, for example, Congress is a group, family is a group, and senior class is a group. They all include a lot of people. However, they're all going to be using a singular pronoun. So for example, you would say, senior class held its meeting yesterday. So you have the singular senior class and the singular pronoun its. One way you might change this, maybe you're writing and it's just, you can't remember, it's too confusing. So one way you can change this is, again, by changing the antecedent. So from using senior class to using seniors, all you're doing is changing that to a plural antecedent. So you can say, the seniors held their meeting yesterday. Now, this can sometimes get a little bit trickier if you are, if you're making the members of the group deliver their own actions, but on the whole, you should just stick to the main idea that if you have a singular noun, always use a singular pronoun. If you have a plural noun, always try to use a plural pronoun. Otherwise, you're going to run into problems as you would with collective nouns and indefinite singular antecedents. Now, if you want some more practice with this, I have created a Quizlet under the name Grammar Pronoun Agreement 1010. Now, if you look this up, it's probably going to be like the fourth or fifth one down, but this is the username you should be looking for. And there's just a few, quick questions here that you can use to test your skills. And if you're looking on this on your Chromebook, then there are some games you can play to go along with this. So I really hope you enjoy it, and thank you.